Parents have many responsibilities regarding the care of their children. Now, I know not everyone is a parent, but I would assume that we all have a child in our life that we love and care about. One of the most important jobs as a parent or a caretaker is keeping children safe when riding in a vehicle. Thousands of young children are killed or injured in car crashes each year. Proper use of car seats help keep children safe. But with so many different kinds of car seats out there, no wonder people find this overwhelming. 3 out of 4 car seats in the United States are not installed correctly. This is 11-month-old Cameron. 3 days before his first birthday, he was in a fatal car accident. On April 27, 2013, Holly, his mom, was at work while Rhett, her boyfriend at the time, was watching Cameron and her 3-year-old son Connor. When heading home after being at the park, Rhett ran a stop sign and collided with another car. Both Rhett and Connor survived, sustaining minor injuries, but the damage to Cameron's body was far more severe. The crime scene investigator told the mom that Cameron was not buckled up properly, that only the chest clip had been fastened. Upon impact, the chest clip had broke and caused Cameron to be thrown out of his seat and ejected from the car. The investigator said that if Cameron would have been in a rear-facing car seat and buckled up properly, he would still be here today. Cameron suffered a severe head injury, broken ribs, and a punctured lung and spleen. He underwent several back-to-back surgeries, but after a few days with Cameron in the pediatrics intensive care unit, Holly received devastating news. Due to the severity of her son's brain injury, his body was not absorbing any nutrients, so she was given 2 choices: let him starve to death or take him off life support. On May 13, 2013, one day after Mother's Day, Cameron passed away in his mom's arms. Car seat safety pertains to anyone with children in their life. I am a mother to a 3-year-old boy, and I have done numerous research on what kind of car seat is going to be the safest for him. I've also taken classes in the past on car seat safety. I've spoken to Idaho Transportation Department officials, police officers, and even hospital nurses. I've also read several articles on car seat safety, and I've done lots of research on statistics. The proper use of car seats is critical to a child's safety. First, I want to talk about the type of car seat that a child needs. Second, I will examine how to install a car seat correctly. And then third, I will discuss how to secure a child in a car seat properly and why coats are not safe to wear while in a car seat. It is important to know how to use a car seat properly. The type of seat that a child needs depends on several different things, including their age, height, weight, and the type of vehicle that the child will be riding in. SafeCar.gov states that children should always ride in a rear-facing car seat from the time that they are born to at least 12 months old. However, they recommend that children remain rear-facing until they reach the maximum height or weight limit certified by the car seat's manufacturer. Gloria Del Castillo, a child passenger safety expert at Cincinnati's Children's Hospital, says the reason for this is because rear-facing car seats have been proven to be the safest for children, so children should stay in them as long as they possibly can. For example, a survey was administered in 2014 titled Looking Back on Rear-Facing Car Seats, surveying U.S. parents in 2012 and 2013. Once the results were in, the doctors and professors conducting the survey concluded that delaying the transition to a forward-facing car seat represents an opportunity to improve passenger safety in the United States. Once the rear-facing car seat is outgrown, children move to a forward-facing car seat, from there to a booster, and then finally they're ready for a seatbelt. During each of these stages, children should meet height and weight requirements before moving to a new car seat. BuckleUpForLife.org states that car crashes are the leading cause of death for children between the ages of 1 to 12 years old. Based on NHTSA crash data in 2010, an average of 2 children were killed and 325 were injured each day. This fatality rate could be reduced to about half if the correct car seat was always used. With there being such a variety of car seats, it can be confusing to know how to install it into a car. But installing a car seat correctly is also crucial to a child's safety. According to Child Passenger Safety Program Buckle Up for Life, 75% of car seats in this country are not installed correctly. It is always important to read the instruction manual that comes with the car seat and also the section on car seats in your own vehicle's owner manual. It is essential that both manuals are read carefully and thoroughly because every car seat and vehicle is different. The middle seat in the back section of a vehicle is the safest place for a car seat to be, but if the middle seat happens to not be available, anywhere in the back seat will be just fine. Again, Gloria D. Castilla also says that a properly installed car seat should not move more than 1 inch from side to side along the seatbelt path. Some argue that car seats are too complicated to install, so they just don't use one sometimes. In 2010, 655 children under the age of 12 were killed in car crashes. Of those that were killed, more than 1 in 3 were unrestrained, and that was from buckleupforlife.org. Perhaps the most important aspect of car seat safety is making sure the child is secured in the car seat correctly. Knowing how to properly buckle up a child in a car seat is an absolute must. DMV.org explains in depth the guidelines for how to buckle up a child the right way. For both rear and forward facing car seats, the harness strap should be flat against the child's body and not twisted at all. The harness chest clip needs to be even with the baby's shoulders or armpits, and the chest clip and the buckle should both be securely fastened. The harness straps should be snug enough that you cannot pinch or wrinkle them. Car seat safety is actually quite a controversial topic in our society, believe it or not. Many think that a lot of these rules and tips are petty, inconvenient, and not important. One of the most common and popular arguments about car seats today is it safe for a child to wear a coat while in the car seat? Short answer is no, it is not safe. ConsumerReports.org states that winter coats should not be worn underneath the harness of a car seat. Coats are much too bulky to fit into a car seat without loosening the straps at least a little bit. On average, a child wearing a bulky coat or snowsuit in the wintertime while in a car seat, the straps have to be loosened to give about 4 inches of slack so that it can still be buckled up. But while it may seem tight enough with all of that extra fluff underneath, in a car wreck, the impact will compress the fluff of a bulky coat and push it down, making the child more likely to fly out of the car seat. Alyssa Baer, MD, also known as the car seat lady, explains an experiment that was done at the University of Michigan Transportation Research Institute. And they conducted a crash test where they used 2 identical car seats and 2 identical dummies, with the only difference being the tightness of the straps. One car seat was securely fastened as it should have been, while the other had its seat straps loosened to about 4 inches of slack so that a coat would be able to fit underneath it. After the car crash simulation, the results showed that the dummy with the looser straps moved almost 5 inches more than the dummy that was buckled up correctly. Evidence showed that those 5 inches make a drastic difference in a child's safety. Many beg the question, well, then how do I keep my child warm in the winter? Again, Alyssa Baer gives several alternatives and helpful tips for keeping a child from freezing. Examples are layers, hats, gloves, blankets to go over the car seat, and hand warmers even. A good rule of thumb is that if a car seat can still be buckled around jackets and sweaters and hoodies, things like that, without having to loosen the straps at all, then they're okay. Not following these guidelines that I've talked about could potentially leave you with outcomes like Cameron's story. In conclusion, having proper knowledge in selecting the correct car seat for a child, making sure it's installed correctly, and securing the child correctly and properly in a car seat is vital in keeping a child safe as possible when riding in a car. It may not seem like a big deal to some, but following these directions and taking professionals' advice just might save a child's life. It could have saved Cameron's life. I leave you with the thought-provoking statistic in question. In the United States, car crashes are the leading cause of preventable deaths and injury to children. Car seats that are used correctly can reduce the risk of death as much as 71%. Are your children safe?